everybody, welcome back to Walker Productions. My name is Michael Lance, and today we are bringing you the long-awaited, horribly delayed series finale of the End of Days continuity. Basically, the whole Walking Productions fanfic universe altogether. And that doesn't mean what ifs are ending. That just means there's gonna be a change. Anyways, guys, if you're ready for the finale of this whole series, be just settle in. This will probably be a good 20 minutes, and just enjoy Dragon Ball Z End of Days, the end of finale. As we pick up from our last issue, as everyone that could sense who he was is shocked by the presence of the Almighty God, finally making an appearance. However, he doesn't look as you know him. Matter of fact, we don't know what he looks like. No one there can ever make heads or tails of who or what God looked like. So to them, he's just a being of pure energy with purple swirls and sparkles of creation all around the pair of glowing eyes and an ever-changing silhouette of a body that goes from man to woman and every alien species in the universe, and ever-changing as everyone blinks their eyes. God immediately turns his attention to his two sons, Lucifer and Zeno. He's ashamed in them and even approaches Lucifer specifically, to which the Vegeta part of him is scared crapless. Lucifer's part stands tall, and the Vegeta side asks what he wants with him. But God tells Vegeta that this isn't something that involves him yet. He'll get to him in a moment. God then smacks Lucifer and Vegeta's fusion in half with one strike, knocking Vegeta to the wayside, to which Goku catches him and puts him in a bubble, considering Saiyans can't breathe in space. They are in heaven after all. Not like dead in heaven, but heaven's in space. But God gives Lucifer spirit form a true form, a physical vessel, finally spraying his wings, immensely questioning what the meaning of this is. God asks him what he thinks he's been doing. Lucifer gets face to face with his father, screaming at him. Being like him, huh? Didn't he ever listen? All the prayers, trillions of alien life. Zeno says he's just like him. So go ahead and kill me, Lucifer, for being something you disagree with or hated. Basically calling himself like God, because Zeno said something about it, about called him Zeno. Anyways, that's how you treated all your angels or things you dislike. Come on, it happened with Noah, the aliens he made, the Omni-Sun title, even with the first two Saiyans. God and Lucifer have a standoff, to which we get a flashback to the very first day on Earth in all eternity. Day 1. We see the Earth filled to the brim with life, but this time it's Saiyan life. We see Lucifer look down at these creatures, even sparring with some of them, and remarks the great strengths of the mortals, even making a cameo Yamoshi. But Lucifer on that day, still loyal to God, rejoices at his father's creation and asks Father what he thinks of them. God answers that he thinks that their power will play a wondrous role in the great plan if mastered. However, Lucifer grabs God, old buddy, and tells him that he should enjoy his creations as it is, not as what some great divine plan, but as they are, just being. God ponders this and decides to have his angels visit Earth, and they all rejoice as to celebration of the first mortal creations of God, the Saiyans. However, days later, God's creation's downfall would be the angel who sabotaged the Saiyans, Luna. She turned herself into a beam of light resembling the moon and infected all the Saiyans with a monster's ability inside and loses control. However, the Saiyans all turn monstrous and into the great apes and wreak havoc. It's only then when God intervenes and stops Luna, and Luna must be dealt punishment. Thus God encases Luna in the creation she made, forever being a mirror of the sun, to beam the sun's solar lights down onto the earth. However, God realizes that the Saiyans are far too destructive and powerful to be a part of the main plan. Saiyan or not, So God plans to initiate the cleansing of the earth with a new creation he made, hellfire. However, Lucifer pleads with him not to destroy the innocent creatures. They have this power, yes, but they could be of great use in the future. Why can't they let him just be? So God shows mercy. He makes the planet much harsher to live on and teleports them all to the far side of the universe, where planet Vegeta would be. God tells Lucifer that if he wants them to exist so badly, they are his creation, his responsibility. He will be their morning star, their God. So the real God teleports back to where Earth was and creates a new Earth and starts designing the great plan and creating new creatures. Adam and Eve, and thus the story of Earth began. This time, humans weren't gifted with powers. They had to earn it, fight, live, and thrive. And God made the obstacle course called life to challenge more than just the powers and strength, but the strength of a person. Just as he did all mortals, even the angels, God, now pleased that none of them can just willy-nilly destroy Earth whenever they want, he came to confront Lucifer, who had went overboard with his own self-power and proclamation to play God. However, God and had the archangels bring a stop to him. We cut back to the present. Zeno apologizes to his father and tells him that they were just following orders. God turns to Zeno and tells him that they blatantly disregarded what he said. They listened to half of what he said, then went about their ways. They made the paradise more horrific than hell. At least when you go to hell, you're expecting all the torture and pain. But with heaven, it's supposed to be bliss. But what they've made it, it's soul-shattering. Even literally. Zeno says that they were just listening to what he said. God corrects them. They were listening to what their interpretations of what he said was. Lucifer asks what he means, to which case the horseman of conquest Trunks, to pipe up and even question what he means, insinuating that his theory could possibly be right about God. So God elaborates to his misguided children. God reveals that after he set humanity on the right track for the third time, he ascended to the highest throne of heaven. God has a throne within heaven, but he also has a throne above heaven, above the multiverse he resides in. He remarks of a certain individual across the multiverse where great evils are becoming more and more powerful as we get glimpses to Dark Khan and Omega Biron, and notices how the universe's throne is his first universe, and the entire multiverse is outgrowing him and his divine plan, and ponders washing it all clean and starting anew. Basically, he has a throne above the multiverse, which he created this main Earth with a divine plan he didn't expect for the multiverse to outgrow, and it's overreaching his great plan and going way off track. Anyways, however, he wants to see this universe, the one he made with a plan, is worth saving. So while he was above the multiverse with his celestial siblings, yes, God has siblings, and where no other angel can reach, he left the orders to follow when initiating the rapture, but the angels he created as semi-perfect beings turned out to be far more flawed than he first anticipated, even insinuating that they could possibly be as flawed as all other races, even humans. Even maybe they are all starting to outgrow the great plan just as Lucifer did, to which Lucifer doesn't see what his father is getting at, and he grows angry asking why he did this until Goku, of all people, figures it out. Goku realizes that he set this all up. He's finally getting what God means by divine plan. He set all the things into motion, and he's been controlling them. Lucifer gets even more furious, asking if God this is true, while flaring up his body's red energy. God corrects the naive Son Goku. God set everything in motion. He is everything that was or ever will be. Basically, he knows what's going to happen for definite and created the paths. They had the free choice and walked down them. Goku thinks back to when he could have been a soldier of Frieza, or given up against Buu, or not gave Cell a Zensu beam. but he chose to follow his own path. Piccolo could have been his father, been what his father was, an evil ruler. Vegeta could have continued to be the weak side of Saiyans, but instead rose up to greater power and defeated evil emperor's influences, and even evolving and growing into his own man with his own morals and life. Trunks became something different than his future and what he had seen, and Gohan could have been a slave to Frieza or killed by Cell, or saved people if he caught the darn earring, but they all chose to follow their own paths and lead their own lives. God just made the possible paths when he created the universe. But they had any number of paths to take and choose to keep going and going and striving for their own destiny and path for them to create. Zeno then questions him if that means God knew that they were going to fail interpreting his message and went and let all this happen. God nods. However, Zeno questions how he could be so cruel and let them go on and cause all this mayhem and destruction. How should they repent for what they've done, but Lucifer finishes Zeno's sentence for him. Should God repent for the sins he willingly committed and let happen due to his misleading of them and the dark, mindless bloodshed? God approaches Lucifer, asking if he's going to ask it yet. Lucifer questions it for a moment, then grows angrily that his father was reading his mind. Lucifer then asks, begrudgingly, what his path is then. What is his part in this grand plan? God then looks at him and asks him if he hasn't figured it out yet. As they all ascend to the highest throne in heaven, not the multiversal throne, but the throne in heaven, God tells him that his path was what has always been, in his hopeful eyes, to be the next God. Lucifer and everyone else is undeniably baffled by this news, especially Zeno, who is shocked to hear these words flow out of the mouth from what they call God. Lucifer himself is baffled and questions why. He fought against him the entirety of heaven, and he was absorbed by pride, quotation marks. In his terms, God says he was. He felt prideful, calling a creation of God his own, and thus created more of it. And in that way was corrupted by pride, and corrupted the same way his Saiyans were on their first test run. He was too powerful for his own good. So the whole journey has led to this moment. And God admits he was wrong. They were two sides of the same coin opposing each other. God explains God wanted to protect his creation, Earth, and the humans, and Lucifer wanted to protect his alien creations that weren't meant for the plan, not by any exclusion intentionally, but to prove a point. Lucifer still not fully understanding as why. God tells him in basic terms he was willing to go to hell for his creation, literally, was willing to fight his own family and the strongest army in all of creation, and then even oppose and stand against God himself, an all-powerful being. Does he really think that he'd choose him if he didn't know he was the right choice? Lucifer asks what will happen to God if he takes over. God shrugs his shoulders. He doesn't know the future has so many paths, but it's ultimately all up to him. Each of them, what will he choose? Zeno steps up and grabs his brother's shoulder and stabs him in the back, declaring the throne is his. But this is just a paranoid thought of Lucifer, so don't worry. It didn't actually happen. But in reality, Zeno grabs his shoulder and tells him that it's the right thing to do, causing Lucifer to be baffled and question his brother. Zeno tells him God's right. Lucifer gets a little angered at that, but Zeno tells him that Lucifer was willing to go through literal hell for that and more. God is accurate, and if Lucifer really wants, he could take the throne and be a better God than God. Lucifer asks if he will become him or will he be his own separate entity still. God confirms that he will be endowed with all his omni energy and stay the same person, but the entire multiverse is in his hands now. Lucifer and everyone questions multiverse, but God tells them they will all learn soon enough. If Lucifer takes the deal, we then look on on the flow through the atoms of the universe, seeing a deathly science as we pass angels still killing aliens, the demons and residents of hell tearing each other apart. However, we reach the end of the universe, then warp through and pass through universes as the next sum, which is the character of Mutaro fighting Vegeta, another where Ultron is supreme, another where another and another and another, an endless multiverse that's just too much for the great plan to handle. So as we then see a huge flash of light wash over the entire multiverse, as Lucifer released his much more powerful version of the Big Bang Punch, as everything is wiped away and the horsemen disappear into air along with the entire universe, with Zeno fading and every particle of the multiverse, possibly the omniverse, being absolutely destroyed, even encompassing all of my other what ifs, until nothing, just a blank slate, like a white sheet of paper, and then we get the star clustering, a powerful explosion of new what ifs, a new multiverse, a new everything, with there being one absolute heaven where Lucifer is now referred as the one true God and reigns over everything. As for the old God, well, we don't know. But some say if you look hard enough, you can see his face in clouds or the faces of other people. Or look out into the solar system and notice them all across there. Or maybe he took Lucifer's advice and became what he truly is, being itself. And that will do it, everybody. This has been my longest series to date. Dragon Ball Z End of Days. There's no way to tell you how much fun I've had doing this series. What was his name? Gaming with J Dog Hope. He was like, why not do the biblical apocalypse in Dragon Ball world? And we did it. This is and to clear up some things, God does have siblings in this. They might be featured in other what ifs. And this what if universe is not the only thing in the entirety of the what if line. Mutaro, Dark Khan, Omega Biron, everything is being rebooted. It's like non-existent, and the white sheet of paper is Lucifer ruling as the new god, and he will create a new multiverse, new omniverse, which will include all my what ifs and everything like that. But yeah, to clear up any questions, God made the pass, and basically all the other choices would have been him controlling them, but them making the choice to walk their own path is free will, which is what God was trying to teach to Lucifer. And God loved his son the whole time. He loved Lucifer, which is why he gave him the throne of God. I mean, but to help with that, he wanted Lucifer to prove that he was a worthy enough God, and so he proved that because he fought to protect Earth, even despite God wanting to destroy it. He believed that all life was worth saving because it was part of being. So he really is the most misunderstood hero of the Walking Productions verse. But yeah, I mean, it's been a long ride. Well, I'm really sorry about the wait, guys. Like, I've been dying to do it. I've been pumped. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna. But I got sick. It was Thanksgiving, so consider this my Thanksgiving gift to you. And I'm sorry that it was late. I will be doing more debates in the future. If you like this what if and would like to, oh, by the way, I also include another what if that people wanted me to do. It was what the Saiyans were like Adam and Eve, and like that's what I incorporated them in this because I didn't want to reboot and do a whole nother series about it. But I will come up with a new formula that is both beneficial to me and lets me be able to write my own personal stories and lets me to write these what ifs and bring them out to you. But you all got to give me like content and what you would like me to do. If you have a what if series you would like me to do, send it in the comment section below. If you have a debate you want me to do, send it in the comment section below. Just anything that y'all would like me to do, just put it in the comment section below. If you have a question you want to ask me, thank you for 150 subscribers. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching this video. Face reveal coming soon. As I said, leave a debate, an opinion, a what if, whatever in the comment section below. Please do share around to all your friends. It really helps me grow the channel. I hope I can do this full time one day as like my job. Just want you to know that I care about every single one of you. Thank you so much for all the support. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Peace.